Yes, my name is Kingsley Oba, aka CYK, the richest. You know what it is. Yeah. And guess where you are? This is the Free Talk Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. You are opportune, you are privileged to be the first person to actually watch the first episode of the Free Talk Podcast.
Yep.
Trust me, what we do here is we talk freely. That's why it's called Free Talk. And like they say, talk is cheap. Is it talk is cheap or talk is free? Well, we'll make it talk is free. You know, talk is free. But if we charge you for it, don't be angry. And also, ladies and gentlemen, we are not constrained here. It's free talk, but also we make sense. We're just here to make sense. We are here to talk about issues about societal issues and different things happening. So anyway, let me not talk too much. I'm not here alone. I'm here with my co-host, my very beautiful one and only. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Creamy!
Thank you very much.
The only creamy of Maryland.
Yes.
Say it again.
When you cream it up and you cram it up. As a self.
Hi everyone. Like you said, my name is Creamy. You can call me Creamy Pipi. Thank you.
Okay, creamy pipi. And of course, we also have a man in the house. Trust me, he's a gentleman to the core, and also a man with so much sense and a man with so much intelligence. Please, can you make some noise for Tosin?
Yeah.
He goes by the name aka DJ T. Sorry.
See, they have told you that you're a man that have sense. If you don't talk sensible thing today.
Oh my God.
All right, thank you everybody. My name is Tosin. As CY and Creamy had rightly said, and it's very exciting, and very, 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 very interesting to be here.
Anyways, cheers to our people watching out there. Cheers
to everybody.
So, this is the first edition of the Free Talk Podcast, and it's a new podcast that is coming to you all platforms. It's going to be on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, any social media platform, even Truth Social.
I don't know about that.
No, you see, the thing is, you take your battle to your enemy. You don't wait. It's called offensive, not defensive.
Yeah, the best way to defend is to attack, right?
I'm just joking, man. Allegedly.
That's our new word, allegedly.
Once you want to say rubbish,
you have the allegedness
just throw the alleged, pour alleged on top.
And that's it.
They will take it from you. And so, we what we'll be doing here is we're going to be treating various topics that some things you don't want to talk about, some things you think in your head, but you don't want to talk about. Some things that are happening, in offices, families, businesses, things that are really happening that people really don't want to bring to the fore, but we are going to be discussing it here. And it's not just to get clickbait, but we just want to also bring some sense into some of this topic, right?
True.
So today, now, one of the things we want to talk about today, or the thing we want to talk about today is, the topic is this. It's more like a question. You probably, of course, you guys know, but let me just put it out there for our viewers. It says, will you rather hide something from your spouse because it might hurt the person, or will you tell your spouse and let him or her make the decision? Now, I'm going to start with Tosin. Let me jump you.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, but I think you should be ladies first.
I beg to sit down.
After the men. No, ladies first, after the men.
Okay. I mean, that's a very, very simple question, but the answer is quite, tricky. Personally, I'm a person that's very big on transparency. loyalty and honesty. I'm very big on those
Right.
values. You get it? So personally, I wouldn't want, I wouldn't want to cause unnecessary problems. You get it? Especially when I know that maybe it's unnecessary. You get what I'm saying? But when it comes to things that I know that if my wife should get to know later on, it's really going to cause a lot of problems for me. I'd rather, just tell her, handle it, and, look for the best ways to settle it right there and there.
So when you say it's unnecessary for you, because sometimes you're saying you're the one that feel like that particular thing might be unnecessary to you. What if it was a necessity for her to know? What if she feels maybe she hears in the future, and for you, you thought it was not important to tell her because it was not necessary. You didn't see it as something of importance. But when she got to hear in the future, she was very upset that you still could have told her. So I beg to disagree, because what is important to you might not be important to her.
So this is,
that's true.
Maybe I should just say my own before I agree me. So this is, for me, I feel there's what we call non-essentials.
So, let me write it down. Point 1.
Write that down.
Yes, I'll not forget. Non-essential.
And this is what I mean. You see, there are some things that should be left buried. You should take to your grave. I feel that there are some situations, whatever you did, that should be left, buried in the grave and left dead, and you should take it to your grave. Never should it come up, because it will cause, I feel it will cause more problems. A situation happened. I'll give you a story. I'm not, this happened to a relative of mine. She used to see someone before she got married, and the person used to be in the church that she attends. The person happened to be like, one of the, I don't want to say the story so that the person won't know that. Although I'm not going to mention the person's name.
The person should sorry.
Okay. So the person actually is like the pastor. So she used to date the person before she got married. And
sorry, was the pastor married at that time? So that we can put what you are saying in the right context.
We can view it with the right lens.
No. Let me put it that way. No. I will give you the full gist.
Okay, later.
For the
back end.
Okay.
But for the sake of, because the person who I love so much, I really care about. Because if you see, I go no say na him. I had to talk about. So used to see this person because the person offered was like more like a sponsor, like when she was going to school, helping out. So ended up dating and all that. Before she met the husband, they got married. Then out of her benevolence, she thought she wanted to be honest. Like the honest bunch.
Exactly. She thought she was going to put her honesty in the bunch.
She was like, I want to be very open with my husband. I want to tell him everything.
I'm not going to keep any secrets.
I don't want to keep secrets.
Just let me say everything.
As a sincere spouse.
He now went to tell the husband that, it's because he said, my conscience did not allow me. I want to tell you that I was seeing this person. I used to see this person, and we are going to the same church. So I used to bakasha this person in here. I used to hear this person, before we
got married.
Yeah.
Or before they started dating.
Before they got married. I don't know whether it happened while they were dating, but I know it was before. And this thing that we are telling you, they call family meeting on top of. Initially, the guy like, okay, no problem. But when maybe they had like a little argument, the guy would bring it up. Next thing, prostitute, called her name. In fact, to the point, he was like, he's not marrying her again. So when I heard the thing, I was like, why would you go and tell
The guy
So-
himself is immature. But continue.
So you understand? For me, that was non-essential. That is gone and gone. Why would you bring it up? Why do I have to come and tell you about somebody? I think it's ladies that do this. Tell me, how many people have you dated? How many girls have you slept with?
How many did you sleep with among the people that you dated?
Exactly.
See, just to add to what you said, so sometimes, which is one thing that I don't understand with a lot of women, if we are just normal or because not everybody that has the same brain box. Some brain box, one knot is out, it needs a little bit.
A fuse is.
The moment you realize the kind of spouse you're with, you should know the information they are able to handle. You should know their capacity. You should know that if I talk to this person, he'll be able to absorb whatever I'm saying intelligently, and he's emotionally,
Not capable to
handle this, or he's capable to handle it. You should be able to decipher that one in between, So for me, I want to believe that she felt because he was a pastor and he's had a lot of people come with their different issues of life, and she felt he had the capacity to handle.
No, the husband wasn't a pastor.
Oh, he wasn't a pastor.
It was the pastor was the ex. And that's why I said they were going to the church.
And the church of that pastor, right?
Yes.
Bravo.
My God.
They were going to the church.
My bad. So, in other words, the man is looking every time the pastor says, "Can you look at your neighbor?"
The man will just look at that pastor.
He will look at the pastor and say, "Sir, stop speaking in tongues." When the pastor called her, call.
But the pastor wasn't married then.
Oh, neighbor.
You see, you are beginning to change your mind now.
I'm beginning to change my mind. Brother, I feel you are pain. So you mean you are not trying to tell the man that same pastor that knocked his wife gave her all manner of style, dangerously, if possible, kabashine while doing it.
What are we saying here?
Now call altar call. If you are here and you know the Lord wanna do this for you,
And the
the man will not go outside for the pastor that has knocked his wife to do like
So
this.
now, why did she tell the guy?
I know she's dumb. I know she's your friend. Sorry about that. I just gotta say I gotta say it.
So,
My bad. But
yeah,
Oh,
I really
God.
don't think there is any sense, in that kind of a situation, right? That you need to understand your spouse, right? You should understand the kind of things they can handle. Do you get what I'm saying? It doesn't show any emotional intelligence, to know that someone would not be able to handle something, or the consequences of what you want to do
Right.
will be maybe devastating or catastrophic, and you still
This guy's
Don't start again.
okay, like, and you still go ahead to say
we
something that
like
is going to
trying
cause.
to-
I mean, you are still going ahead to just start a war that is unnecessary.
But
You get what I'm saying?
To her, she wanted a transparent.
I like it's that's
Why did she not go and
transparency.
put curtain and stand behind it and look at the man from the curtain? What kind of pala one here?
So
Sorry.
another thing.
I'm sorry, Tosi, sorry. I have one question for you. At the time that the conscience was catching her, did they just finish knocking?
Maybe.
Because I don't understand.
It happens in that kind of situation.
But yeah, today's
When
one was
you
different. He
reach
gave
that-
her money or
when
something.
the thing-
Let me just. I just want to just build on what you said. This is a true life story. I have my very close friend. Something happened and accidentally, you understand, he had something with a neighbor, right?
Oh.
They were living on the same street, maybe maybe 3 houses away. So I didn't know what happened. It was, they had like maybe 3 or 4 times. The girl was a copper. She came and she left. Maybe after like maybe 2 years. I didn't know what the wife did to him. Maybe the wife, treated him very nicely. He just said, "My dear, come. There's something that I need to tell you."
Yay!
And he said, "Do you know
Compassion.
compassion?" The wife said, "Yes, I know that lady is very respectful and I love her."
Oh boy.
I know she has gone. Is she coming back? Let us host her. My friend now said, no. It's not even about hosting. It's not about going back. I just want to confess that, both of
Hey!
us and my friend said, before man and God, I just did it 3 times. The lady said, oh, just 3 times. Don't worry, I forgive you. You think that was where the story was going to end? Do you know the hell that this lady caused my friend? They eventually broke up. That marriage eventually, broke. It was broken. They couldn't fix it up. Now everybody went their separate ways, and they all remarried.
This happened while he was married, right?
Yeah, it happened while he was married, and the wife didn't know anything about it. And the guy I'm talking about that was just an accident.
So
it was not a womanizer. I don't know.
Not be saying
I really do not know. I really did honestly. I don't know what came on him. As in, the girl was for like 3 to 5 years. Anytime that guy does anything, he's going to mention that girl's name. Anytime he does anything in the house, he say, that was how you.
Maybe the girl do he cry.
I don't know what the wife did that day. That said, my dear, I have a confession. Let me tell you something. So what I think is that you need to know the level of what your spouse can handle, right?
Yes.
That's one. And then number 2, you really don't need to say everything, especially when you know that it's in the past.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, we all make mistakes. You get what I'm saying? If it's a mistake and you know that this thing is in your past, then you let it stay in your past.
Unless if it's a past that will affect your future.
When you now know
maybe
that
you
this
got
is
her pregnant and the child is
see why.
coming.
When you know that this is a debt, right? And it's somehow you will need to repay it. If not now, maybe later in the future.
Okay, so now
then you need to come out and talk about it.
I want to, to add to what you're saying. Now I want to ask, what do you think you can? What kind of things do you think you can reveal to your spouse that is as devious, as dangerous, but you like, okay, if I don't say this, it's going to cause more harm. What do you think that could be? Okay, for example, I don't know, you probably heard this story of a lady that was renting out an apartment. She owned the property, but she was renting it out for their family. That's the husband.
Oh, really?
She was living in the apartment with them, but she owned the property.
Okay, so they were paying rent to her.
The
husband was hustling.
And the husband didn't know.
To pay rent to his wife, rather, right?
Yoruba people say, Tiko ba sidi obirin ki nje kumolu. Let me explain. If there is no reason, woman no dey bear kumolu. First of all, why was it important for her to hide such a magnanimous?
Because maybe he feels the man is, there's some stingy or something like that.
Yeah, so for me...
that was too much.
No, I agree that was to the extreme. Maybe at a point she could have told him, but... See what? There are some guys that have ego problems, where they feel like if the woman is making more money than them, they feel like you've taken away their masculinity.
Yeah.
They feel like you've taken away their manhood, and they just cannot
well, you think
bear.
that
So for me, I feel like
the
maybe her
situation.
having and she's like, you know what? In order to protect my husband's emotions, his feelings, and his ego, let me just
for years.
But for years, he's mad. She's mad.
Yeah. So
She should have been able to do confession. So,
that's crazy.
That's
crazy. You get. But
the
the funny thing is, all these things they kind of happen, and I can tell you, I know one of my aunties that something like that happened to. The husband was so very, very wicked. Let me put it like that. The man will beat the wife, will beat the children. It's as crazy as that.
And he was the guy Hogan.
He's Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior.
He beat everybody. You must collect your own. Everybody collects,
and nobody could beat him.
So it was as bad as anytime they had quarrel, regardless of where they had, whether in church, in the woman's shop, you beat regular. He just come and that was a day armed robbers came to their street. So immediately they entered the house. You know what this man did? I'm not joking, right? This woman said, he called the wife's name, said, you know you are the one that has money. Me, I don't have money. And the armed robbers are there. I'm going to push you out to them because you are the one that has money and I don't have money. And this man kicked the wife out and locked the door. But luckily for them, the robbers did not come to their own flats, but they went to other places, but they didn't come there.
Are they still married?
No, they divorced. You know, this woman built a house and she couldn't tell.
No, wait, is this a
real
movie?
story?
I'm telling you, real life story.
I need to put this into a movie.
Real life story.
Because after that night, the armed robbers have gone. What 5 minutes? I will look.
She stayed I understand what happened.
Eventually, what I want to say is that the woman built a house, like an estate, and she built it under her sister's name because she doesn't want the husband to know. In that kind of situation,
understandable.
It's very understandable.
Listen, first of all, I think she actually, that man never loved her, never didn't want to marry her.
That's it.
She probably forced herself
some kind of way.
Yes,
and
to marry.
She tripped him to marry her.
And he
that's it.
Yes.
He married her out of guilt.
No, I really don't think so.
Bro,
you
know
what we're hearing. You don't know that now.
See why.
I can tell you what happened.
See why? No.
Because I've seen this before.
Until you are in someone else's shoe. I'm telling you.
Thank God that was my shoes.
Your sneakers, your nice, beautiful sneakers. But I really don't think that was what happened. The man was just, it was just barbaric. Do you understand? There was no.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you, there was. Okay, why would you say, okay, you forced me to marry you, then I'm maltreating you and I'm maltreating our children? Does that make sense?
So this is it. There is a way you hate somebody,
and you will hate the seed that comes out of that person. Whenever you see a child that came out, the offspring of that woman, you want to.
Just see, what are you talking about?
See, well, I think that's a mental problem.
Yeah, it is.
It's a mental problem.
It is.
Creamy, what do you think?
You cannot tell me that this man loves this woman.
And he's treating her that way.
Come on now.
And kicked her out to a robber.
Yeah,
it shows you that he never wanted her.
So, meaning he
wanted her to be killed.
He wanted her to be killed. He was intentional about terminating her life.
He didn't want to do it himself.
Do you understand?
He didn't want to do it himself.
It was a premeditated.
That was the height of wickedness.
He thought
and that was why I said the man was actually wicked. It was wicked.
His wickedness, resentment, bitterness, regret, everything accumulated. Witchcraft he joined.
Yes, and then this was an escape route for him. Let her
so if
die.
you see a woman, doing something, maybe something big, a kind of a project that is big and does not want her husband to know, it's probably because of the kind of person the man is.
Yeah.
That's just what I'm trying to explain.
It's not just on one side.
Yes, I was about to say, or some women are just, they just don't, they are that selfish.
And some women love control.
Yes.
Some women want to be in charge and they just feel like the way the world is going these days is even scary. Some women just want to be so independent. They just want to be like, okay, you know what? My thing is my thing. Your thing is our thing.
Do you get that?
That can also be a factor too. But half of the time, they are still in the minority.
I think this man said something recently. Was it Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo? Shout out to Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo. He said something. He said this statement we make, happy wife, happy home. Mm-hmm. He said it's a wrong statement. He said people should stop saying that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said happy couple, happy home.
That's right.
He said because
that's right.
That statement, what it does to a family is more damaging. For example, he said the man will always do everything, not because he's happy. He just wants to, let me just do it so that, I'll be at peace. Not really because he's happy. So what you're doing is you are creating resentment you're pushing him away. So he'll do everything just for you to be happy at his own expense. So he's not happy, but you are happy. So is the home really happy?
No.
True.
So it is happy couple, happy
Happy
home.
home. 100%.
When you say
I
happy
agree.
wife, happy home, he said those things are very devilish.
I will retract my statement because see that thing, it is in the tail of my lips.
Let me ask you one question. What do you think your husband can do to you? And that if you find out, you're really going to
If he has another child outside.
I mean, go to a point of no return. What do you
If he
think?
has another child outside.
That's a deal
without,
breaker.
is it
That's
without,
a deal breaker.
is without telling
Without,
you?
and I get to know
Without
What
him
about if he
telling
tells you?
without him telling
What
me
if he tells you?
that it's still a deal breaker.
Maybe, okay, creamy, something happened. And it looked like,
What's your husband's name?
Ojo, Sheun, Olua Sheun,
Oh, Joe.
Michael. And you know Michael, she not follow one.
Bro,
Michael,
at this point in
Femi,
time,
Femi,
listen.
Bolaji.
Bolaji.
Bolaji, Ojo, Michael, whatever your name, we combine everything.
No.
We are begging you.
Please.
I beg.
I will not
Anyhow,
look back.
Robber. We are robber.
I will not even look back. He already knows before we committed to the marriage.
Okay.
I'm not able to handle it.
So, do you have a deal breaker?
Yes. I just can't. I mean, I'm being 100% real here.
Your wife is going to watch this.
Yeah, of course. Sometimes I just can't imagine, catching my wife in the act. Sometimes I just sit down and think.
But what if she now catch you in the act?
No, you know why? Let me tell you something.
It's getting interesting.
Yeah, I'm just being real and 100% right here, authentic and organic. All right. I just can't imagine it.
Yeah.
Even that the thoughts already in my head. It's
So,
like a death
you
sentence.
can imagine sleeping with another
Hold
woman.
on,
Answer
hold-
the question.
hold on, let me land.
Have you imagined
If
sleeping
they
with another
catch
woman?
you, call.
Have you undressed
No.
another
This
woman
question
already?
is not supposed to be for him.
Hold on.
Okay.
It's for the wife.
Let me.
But this is not his question.
I just
that
say
was.
no.
But as we grow, we begin to get matured, right?
Oh.
Sometimes I just sit down and I just think, what could be the
Deal breaker.
biggest or a deal breaker that my wife could do, and I possibly catching her in the act or find out maybe she's doing something extramarital, and I just feel like those things. Can you really deal with it? Can you forgive her? And lately I've been like, maybe.
I like the maybe, but
Maybe.
Anyway,
But
so-
I was right now. I'm not as
you've not gotten there yet.
I've not
It's
gotten
okay.
there yet,
It's
but
alright.
I'm
It's
not
alright.
like it's
It's
a
alright.
death sentence or
So I mean, for me, we spoke about it, before we started. I'm like, listen, there's nothing. Honestly, it's something I told her, and I mean it. I'm not kidding. It's something I've resolved.
in your
that-
heart.
Yeah,
You've dealt with.
because the truth is, if we flip the coin, what would you want the person to do? I mean, if that's the person's, if that's what the person wants to do, like walk away, that's fine. But for me, I will not. Yeah, it will hurt. It will probably make me see the person a certain way. Maybe I would go for counseling or something
therapy,
just to come out of it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be a deal breaker for me. I don't even except the only deal breaker for me is when you're violent. Like any violent woman, like you want to hurt me like physically. You're trying to take my life. Nah, that's a deal breaker. And I discover that that's what you're trying to do. But say you go
Sorry.
you go up your
I
way.
remember someone told me that he was sleeping. He just woke up and saw the wife. The wife had probably dozed off where she was sitting. She sat on the couch and saw knife in her hand. In the middle of the night, the guy was like, "What is this knife doing in your hand?
She meant business.
Are you cooking here in the living room? Do you understand?
No.
That was how, he ended the relationship. Said, you know what?
No.
As from today, you are not going to be sleeping over again. Do you get?
from the get-go, from the scratch of my... In fact, from when I was a child, my parents already told us, if he yells at you, he pushes you, he will beat you. So that means I have already removed that from my book.
I agree.
The one guy that I was dating when I was in school that did mistake, he was so happy, very joyful, now slapped me. Before his hand came back, I have returned the gesture.
They call it reflex action.
Yes,
ta ta. What happened?
You mean you just slap me and go away? My dear.
It's reflex, so.
I don't know
why my hand reached you.
I just saw that I did it.
But one thing is, for we men, right? I think most of the time will kind of like objectify women.
Not kind of.
All of it.
All of the time, right? So I think
that's the first thing that comes to man's mind.
That's the way we are just wired, right? Mm-hmm. Like you can be sexually attracted to someone without any emotion or anything attached to it.
Yeah.
But for a woman,
don't speak on our behalf.
No.
Okay.
Oh yeah, sorry. Speak.
Creamy.
Yeah.
For a married woman to have an extramarital affair in the marriage, what do you think could be a build up to it?
I mean, so many reasons. The fact that it is not as spoken as it should be spoken about does not mean it's not in existence. There are women who has very high libido, who feel like their husband are not meeting up to their sexual obligation. Yes,
they are not meeting quota.
Exactly. They are still on half tank.
Yes.
Like before the water that you plug, electric kettle. Before the electric kettle off,
you go be crying.
You understand? So there are women who just, who loves, they just really love sex. And this has got nothing to do with their feelings. Yes.
Right.
And they just see a very, like, guy, let's just knock and go. So it's very funny to me when I hear a lot of men say that women do not cheat if they are not sexually known. It's not
I
true.
think I've heard this before.
It's
Someone
not true.
said, it happens.
It's not true.
Like,
Do you know how, sorry, I'm sorry to cut you short. Do you know how many women are in marriages that they are not in love with their husbands, but they are still sleeping with the man? Do you don't think that the knocking, everyday knocking should have made her love the guy? If that's how it really is.
Yeah. That's right. I totally agree. Anyway, still talking about, so we agree that there are certain things you shouldn't talk about, tell your spouse when it comes to...
You should not tell any soul. The only person that should hear is on Judgment Day between you and your maker.
Top secret, right?
Classified. When they seal it, when we get to that judgment throne, they'll seal
They will declassify it.
Then all of us will not be like, wow.
Really?
Man of God.
See why? Really?
Wow. Why are you calling
See
my
why? Really?
So sing with all this your big grammar.
The mirror.
With all this. Wow.
But honestly, I also feel that sometimes when people do that, the problem is not with the person who is telling. It is with the person who is being told. Exactly. Because if I come to you and tell you something that I feel I'm entrusting you with this information, I'm trying to be very open to you. I'm trying to... I want you to understand that it's because I love you. That's why I'm opening up. Because I don't want to have anything. Because I want... Maybe because the person feels anytime maybe we are together, it's not allowing me connect with you.
Yeah. So
Bros, I just feel like the human species, male and female alike, we are not just well. Let me tell you why. Let me just tell you why. We're not well. I just feel like there's one breeze, especially in this recent time, that somebody has just done wah, and then it's just causing mental breakdown left, right, and center. Let me tell you why I'm saying that. You are upset when you hear outside that your spouse cheated. And you are more upset when your spouse walks up to you to tell you that I cheated. You do understand that?
So the level of being upset from hearing from outside is different from when the person tells you directly. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying that either way,
You're still upset.
you're still upset, and then the
So which one do you
the
think
degree is like between
Almost the same
10
thing.
and 9.
So which one do you think will pain pass?
So that's what I'm saying. That
More-
most of the time, that's why a lot of people hold back on information because one, they don't trust that, like you said, they don't trust that you handle the information properly. So they just rather keep quiet. Okay, for example, I'll give you a clear example of a scenario that happened. We go out, fine boy meets fine girl in the club, but the fine boy is married. Decides to do whatever the heck he wants to do. But we're all friends, we're all a group of friends. Some of us went back home. But hey, the other person
The
needed...
guy just went happy
Yeah,
and
he
went.
wanted to do happy ending, and of course,
Yeah,
he was very happy. But his pregnant wife, who happens to be someone that I know, walks up to me and she's asking me, this person, did my husband do this? My husband do that? Benny, I don't know. Why are you gonna ask me that kind of question? In fact, you're a wicked friend to ask me that kind of question. So you really think even if I knew, I would have told you? I won't tell you because one, you're pregnant. So why would I tell you at that time that you're pregnant? That
But
this is.
Why would you expect me to give you that kind of divulge that kind of? But although some people do.
I never finished the gist though.
Okay, please. The juicy part.
The juicy part is now that by hook or by crook, 1 year later, the wife got to know that 1 year ago, on this particular day, her husband decided to have happy ending after the friendship meeting. Right? And here's the problem. When your wife caught you, I felt like you should have just said, baby, I'm sorry, or do whatever you want to do. You started pinning it on every other person in the group. You started saying, this person would have been the one to say, that person would have been the one to tell her, that person would have been the one to tell her. And I'm like, are you stupid?
Oh, hold on. So he now started looking for who to
Who to blame? He's blaming everybody but himself and his third manhood in between his legs.
He's Odogu.
He's Odogu. Those are the only two people he did not blame.
So, do you know who actually told?
I mean, we don't know. Everyone is denying it.
Till now?
Including myself, we're all denying it.
But I hope the marriage is still.
I don't know. Because I just took myself out of it. And guess what? I'm amongst the top suspects. And the reason why, the reason why I'm the top suspect is because I'm very vocal and I'm a very vocal person, and because I'm very vocal, you just want to believe.
Say, oh, so you knew.
And that it's better that she knows now that I knew, and now own up to the truth that no, I wouldn't have told you.
This topic is going in different direction now. So, let's say you knew about that your friend or your friend's husband.
They are both my friends.
No. This is okay. Maybe this question stems from this situation, and this question is for everybody. Let's say your friend, you know that your friend's husband is actually cheating or doing, on your friend. Would you tell?
Knowing the kind of friend I have, because I know the kind of friend I have, that would determine if I would tell my friend or not. For example, I have cousins that are very violent, right? Just if you cough around their husband, you just around their husband, they're already coming with machete, with dagger, weapon of mass destruction.
So
that kind of person, I now catch that. Oh, do I want the blood to be on my head? Hell to the no.
So Tosin Alpha.
So I really think is like abuse of privilege, because if your spouse walks up to you to tell you something he has done wrong, I think it's a privilege, right? And the way you react is either going to determine if you're going to hear something again from him or her. So
Okay.
So if your wife or your husband comes up, someone's up courage to come and tell you something he has done wrong, it's coming to tell you from a place of, repentance, right? A place of having like a reconciliation or, something with you. You get what I'm saying? So if you now, blow it out of proportion, you've done this, trust me, that's going to be the
Next time,
last
So
thing you
that's
do.
what I'm
anything.
saying. That the problem is not with who is telling.
Yeah.
It is the person that is being told.
Yes.
But the question I asked was, if you discover that you being a guy now, your friend's wife is cheating, would you tell your friend?
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that,
Let's like Femo
I-
wife now.
I will-
God forbid.
Olúwa tó sìn mí, Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kójú má rí bí.
to sign up, baby. I will under no circumstance. I'm not going to do that because it's just like you want to start a war. You don't know which direction it's going to go.
Yes.
And you don't know how long it's going to take.
Yes.
You don't know the degree of devastation
Yes.
or destruction that
It will cause.
You get, so the best thing is just keep quiet.
And do you also know
And
that,
sorry.
Go ahead.
The only thing I can do if I know that my friend is cheating or if I know my wife's friend is cheating, right? I can walk up to my wife's friend
and
say,
talk to her
"This is what I
directly.
had.
Stop it."
You need to stop it.
yeah,
And this is definitely going to be between us, right?
and that's
Right.
it.
But I will never go and tell my friend I
no,
caught you. You don't
I
want.
won't.
That's
You
immature.
will even give hints.
No,
No,
do
you
you
don't-
know
you
why?
don't want to do that.
That's see, I like to use Yoruba proverbs
Adages, yeah.
because they'll say root abokoku. There are some women that after you have told them this kind, you think you're doing it from the goodness of your heart. You now tell them that I saw your husband or I saw your wife cheating on you, blah blah blah. They will use you to settle their marriage.
Yeah.
By the time they go for church
Is
counseling,
what-
you will now be the devil
is-
that was sent to destroy their marriage.
Is what I.
Why am I gonna do that
then
to
another thing
myself?
is, now imagine if they now end up divorced.
You will always be that person.
That conscience will always prick you throughout the rest of your life. Now, maybe if you had kept
if you
quiet,
had kept your mouth shut,
maybe their marriage
probably,
will still be
yes.
working. You get.
So in other words, we are saying, conceal it, keep it. Listen,
Yep.
mind your business.
Mind your
And there are certain
business.
information in marriage. Listen, take it to your grave. I don't care. And this is not even about being born again, or being a Christian or being a believer. It's just the fact that nobody knows about it. Nobody should know about
Yep.
it. And if it's not affecting the present, like we
And no
said,
one is dying.
exactly, is not affecting anything. But some people have superstition. They're like, maybe this is the reason why my business is not
You get it.
moving. This is why I don't have a child.
Beg you.
This is why I have. So they come up with this.
Then when
hallucinations.
if you're a Christian or Muslim or whatever belief you have, I'm a Christian. I've repented. I've given my life to Christ. I've made my restitution with Christ. Where there is the effect of all things are passed away, and all things have become
Well,
new.
some people who they convince themselves, maybe it's the reason
Like
why
a
I'm not.
restitution, right?
Yeah.
Then why can't they just sit down in front of the mirror and just be talking?
That's
Oh,
why the
I see why.
Catholics go to Father now.
Okay, see why what I'm trying to say is that after they make the confession, then the other party will now start thinking, probably.
No. So the reason why some people, I'm just, this is just in my wild thoughts. The reason why some people actually tell this to their spouse, things they've done, is because they feel maybe things are not going well with them. Maybe their business, their family, maybe most cases, some people, they've not had any child. They feel that's the reason
That's the
why.
reason, yeah.
Okay, maybe I should just say this thing out, and so that
Everything will be fine.
Everything will be fine.
Oh, I get you.
But yeah, we should go and adopt too. But yeah, we should go and do surrogacy. I think we should go and do FBI. No, sorry,
Oh
it's not
my
FBI.
God.
That one, FIS.
So,
IVF. Thank you, Jerry.
honestly, I think there are some things that should be left buried. This is my personal opinion, which I think is the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to put yourself in that situation where very little thing that would have, and some people, the thing probably might not even be that terrible, and then they just blow it.
They just blow it out, yeah.
and then you're like, I was trying to see how we can make this thing work, and you are bringing.
Imagine you going to your wife and say, that girl creamy. Maybe you wanted to say you want to give her a business deal or something. I'm saying creamy. What happened between? You just said cream. So you slept with her.
Because
some people like
immediately their brain is already on overdrive. So why are you causing unnecessary drama that can be avoided?
You understand? So, for me, I think please leave it sealed, leave it classified. I don't know whatever. I don't care the level of honesty you want to have.
I don't care if you're a pastor. I do not care if you're a prophetess. I do not care.
Please.
If you are whatever you think that you are, a babalawo.
It's just like what's his name? Judas Iscariot. Honestly, if that guy did not commit suicide, he would have been forgiven.
No, Jesus would have forgiven him.
Because already the man was dying for your sin.
Yeah, and he already knew that you're going to do it anyway.
So why did you have to
do extra?
Some people just do too much.
I know.
They do too much. Just let it be. Let this thing lie. Leave all this.
See, I have one question for you before we round up.
Please.
You know, we've been saying that you should follow your grave and all that things. You now did some ashamashe. You did some, things in the background, and you met a girl. And then you guys dated, maybe you guys were in another state, and then you came to another state, then you met your wife, and you now realize that your wife now introducing you to her family. You know, so that it was her younger sister that you were knocking couple of
years ago.
Not years ago, couple of months ago, when you were bringing KB. Hold on, now, that girl has been trying to reach you because the day you were traveling back to Lagos, they stole your phone.
So you now change your number.
So she was trying to reach you that, see why? That thing we're doing has formulated into a bouncing little fetus. She now came back from bringing KB to Lagos with a unknown child. Now the parents are asking her, Omo, who got you pregnant? Omo, who got you pregnant? Now, your wife have now introduced you.
Wait, this was before we married?
This time.
This one, I don't even know what to say.
Because this time is your cousin. Is your wife's cousin.
So, wait. So, this thing...
You've been dating your wife since you only went to bring in KB for a very short...
Oh, so we're not married.
Yes. So, the marriage was supposed to take effect when you come back from bringing KB.
So, if she brings the baby and says, this is my baby, and that's my wife's cousin, right?
But the girl, after she saw you, she kept her cool. She didn't say anything. She greeted you as though she didn't know you. She just kept her side,
that matter go still come out in the future.
Yeah. That's
that kind of thing.
Guess what? That child will want to know.
That's the
his
problem.
father.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem.
There is no how you want to tell that lie.
You can never
there is no
cover
way
it
you
up.
want to tell that lie to that boy. Because he's going to ask for his father.
Especially if that baby now looks like you.
That's what I was going to say.
Wait, let me give you
a baby aggressively looks like you.
When I was in high school, I had my friend's younger brother. We were like family friends. I don't know what it was in, like, maybe class 3 then. He now got this girl pregnant. I think the girl was in maybe GSS 2 or something. Very young age. So when the pregnancy now came out, he now brought that girl to his house. But that guy's mother was like all this very, very aggressive mom. Immediately she just did a gra for them. The girl just said, no, it was not the one. It was not the one. So they went back. They now came back maybe 7 or 8 months after. They brought that child. Immediately they brought the child.
They knew that
they didn't even say anything. My friend's mother just knelt down and said, I'm sorry.
My bad.
Because
he looks exactly like the guy.
But what
they don't need to do any DNA.
But what if now that there was no child? You really had a great time with the cousin.
I mean that's going to be buried. That one is very easy. And nobody's going to talk about it.
You know when they say chop clean mouth?
Chop, yeah, nobody's going to talk about that.
No, honestly.
But what if the girl now, she starts coming onto you?
Like, to collect
To
again.
continue. No,
for you to re-service
No,
her.
we shut that one down.
that one is a close contract.
I will shut that one down, like 100%.
That one is
Except
very
you want-
easy. It's easy
except-
to handle. But when it comes to
Hey,
having a
is
child, you can't. You
Now,
can't,
except
you can't
she
close
wants to, she wants to sing, Canary. She wants to blow trumpet. That is when I will personally go and report myself
And
first.
just come and say, baby, let me just be the whistleblower. again.
Let me blow whistle on myself.
Let me
Because
declassify.
if it's coming from this side, it will be bad. But aside from that, if it was just something, we'll shut that one down. Look, Omo, see, I'm here now. I'm having it. This is my family now. You understand? I'm sorry for what happened.
But what if they're sisters, they're blood sisters?
I mean, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Now you know.
But that's the truth.
Now you
No,
know.
if I didn't
But
know,
that happened in the past, right?
and
Couple
I
of
didn't
months
know.
ago.
Yeah. So
And I didn't
that's
know.
Still in the even if it
So
was
you
yesterday,
actually
that's
sleep
the
with
past.
the two sisters?
No, like I didn't know.
Yeah, you didn't know. But now you now know. Will you proceed to marry the other sister?
Why not?
Your wild girl.
Anyway, why?
No, wait.
So that means you'd have been.
So
you'd
I
have-
hear this thing where guys say, "Oh, if I know that my friend has slept with someone."
No, that's friend.
No. It's practically the same thing. Some guys will say, "If my friend has slept with this person, I don't think I can marry the girl again." I'm like, why?
That's me. I'm one of them.
Why?
Not even marry. I won't even go close.
And if it's someone you,
Yeah.
What if somebody that you
he's
actually
a
like?
great person.
Maybe I've not been in that
You haven't
situation.
married,
You
so
guys
you're not
just carry
being-
this
And I
thing in
won't
your
be
head
there.
and so
No,
see,
even before I got married. That's what I'm saying.
But I mean, I'm saying this one now they are siblings.
I didn't know, but maybe after I now knew, I would proceed with my whatever I was.
You don't
So
think
where-
it's incest to knock two sisters?
No, where the problem
How?
will be now is after now knowing, right? Then you still continue.
You understand?
That's where the real complication is.
Okay.
But if it had
You
happened
get-
before, you guys, got to
big
know each
deal.
other. There's
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
This is really bothering me.
it's bugging me. I cannot unbug it.
Anyway, we'll do this in part 2. We'll probably have a part 2 of this particular topic. But ladies and gentlemen, I believe
I'm looking
You
to
know-
see what some kind of way you
no, because see, I just feel that no, creamy. Don't get me wrong. I just feel that if really I love someone, because when you say you love someone, it's sacrifice.
do.
It's actually sacrifice. Why would it? Because listen, I'm sorry this happened. If you're gonna keep it to yourself, keep it, because I'm gonna keep it. It never happened. Let me move on with my life here.
Do.
So it doesn't. How is it incest? It's not. I don't know how you incest is when it's your own family, your blood. That's incest.
That's pre-incest.
It says
Please,
pre.
please.
Okay, my people watching from home, wherever you're watching from your laptop, your computer, your phone. What's your final note? I want you guys to give your final note on this topic. Just what's your final note on this topic?
Shut your damn mouth up.
like.
Close up.
uh,
Yep. You see that toothpaste? Close up. Use Lock
I saw
it.
what you did
it.
there.
Mhm. Take it to the grave.
Mm.
And when you're taking it to the grave, keep singing, "Let it go,
Let it go.
I can hold it back again." Just take it to your grave.
So I really think I'm just going to side with what Creamy said, but at the same time I also want people to grow as well. Grow to a place of just having the capacity to handle things.
Accept, yeah.
You understand? I think that's really going to help a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would agree to that because the Bible says, "Do unto others as you would, that it be done unto you." Imagine you were the person in the situation. how would you want to be treated? So let's learn to open up our minds to.
Yep.
We're not saying we should go out there and do nonsense, then come back and say, okay, I want them to accept me.
I'm sorry.
You understand? I'll be
You might be,
apologizing, Mumu apology. No. What we are saying is, if this happens, please have the capacity to accept, the heart to accept people. If a life is not threatened, I mean, somebody is not about to
No
kill
one
you.
is dying.
You understand? Nobody's dying. Come on. It takes a while, to let it go, but try and let it go. And on that note, we'd like to tell you that we've come to the end of today's episode of the Free Talk podcast. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to tell you, please follow us on all social media platforms.
Yep.
Instagram, YouTube,
TikTok,
Facebook. Click, like, share, and comment. Put your comments. I mean, also comment.
Yes.
We want to hear from you.
Want to
What
hear
do
your
you think?
feedback, yeah.
Yes.
If you have your own opinion, drop it there. We're not going to judge you. But if you come for me, I come for you.
All right.
Violence for violence.
That's my
If you
mantra.
come for me, I will cry.
I know the let and go.
I go cry.
I come for you
I don't
head
get
on.
power.
So, at this point in time, we have to let it go and, shut down the camera. So thank you very much from the one and only
Creamy peppy.
and also my brother Toasty there. And
Yeah.
of course,
Thank
this
you,
is
everybody.
Our very own CY.
CY.
Before we go, he's a musician too. Oops, I just stopped it.
Oh, okay, that's true.
she's been trying to get me to
Do
pursue
it
my music
single.
career.
It's out there
Creamy,
now.
I go do am.
Wallahi, go do am.
I believe me, I will.
Last. Now the
Anyway,
Waxel gang na him go settle am.
Anyway, Creamy, leave me alone. At this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Peace out.
Peace
We're
out. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.